Handouts and bookmarks can be added to any page or removed to any page. They are a portlet. Therefore, they cannot be added to portlets. So they are just part of a page. But let's take a look. I'm currently on the main page, and I'm going to go to the wrench to Options. As you can see right here, the main page features, it shows that the About This course is a free-form content feature, the Handouts is a Handouts feature, and the Bookmarks is a Bookmarks feature. I'm going to show you how to add content using all three features. You can add a handout in either the Handout section as an attachment, or you can add it as a link in About This course. I have found that having a Handouts and Bookmarks section separate is a little bit confusing for students because then you have to refer them where to find the information. If you have a free-form content portlet, you can put everything in one place and they don't have to jump back and forth. But again, that's instructor choice on how they use it. In this options page, though, it does show us what type of portlets are on a page, so that's very helpful. I'm going to go back to the main page. And remember, we said About This course was free form. We'll get back to that one in a minute. Let's look at the Handouts. You can access it by scrolling around on the page, or you can click Handouts over underneath the pages, and it will bring you right to just that section. So as you see, we have some content in there. I have not grouped it by module. Some instructors do. Students won't see those empty handout sections, so rather than make a bunch of different sections, I usually just put them in ungrouped. But to add a handout, you click Add a Handout. You give it a name, so we can call this Practice. And you can use either Moxie Manager to hit that file repository, or you can do it from your computer. And I tend to do it from my computer simply because I know it's the latest version of the document. And I'm just going to jump to my desktop, add something, and you see it was added. I would add a description so students know what it is. You might want to consider providing instructions for how to download. And then they will be able to do so, because that can be a little bit tricky. Let's go to that practice that I just loaded. It's right here. And you can click, well, let's go to the student version so you can see what the students see. So as the instructor, I just uploaded it. So now I want the students to see it. You can either click download or they can click on the title. And either way, they are offered the option to open or save or cancel. If they open it, and I'm just going to demonstrate, it will come up, it opens for them, they can view it, but if they want to either save it or edit it, they are going to get an error, and of course it worked. They are usually going to get an error message and it will not work for them. I'm going to close that. That was really ironic, it never opens. So what I suggest, and I always have instructions on my main page for students, is once they click to download or click on the title, click Save As, and save it to their desktop, and that way they can manipulate the document if they choose to. If you don't want students to manipulate a document, it's a good idea to load it as a PDF, because then they can't change it. So once they save it to their desktop, they may add information, they may print it, they may manipulate it in any way they choose. But if they just open it, typically it will not open, and they'll get an error message saying that the document is not manipulatable and it won't work for them. Bookmarks, I'm going to go back to the instructor view. Same thing. Anytime you add a module as a unit or add anything as a unit, you're going to get a section for bookmarks and handouts if you have those set up on that page. If you don't have them there, they won't show. But a bookmark it's usually a link. So you can add a bookmark by typing the name of it, and I'm just going to do CMCC website. And if you're copying and pasting highlight that HTTP and remove that so that your link comes through clear. But there's that. You can add it to a set if you choose to. And then I would provide instructions and then save it. Be really careful about setting display dates. It will not show if you set an end date and then the course runs longer. Students won't be able to view it. If that happens, you will see an icon on the link that looks like a big eye. So I saved that. So now students can go in and click on that. With this type of saving, I don't have the option to open it in another window. So let's jump back to the main page. And now let's look at our freeform content, which was about this course. You can add information to freeform content, and it comes through kind of nicely with nice headers, and it's all kind of in one place for students. So here's what I have. If I want to edit what I have, I click on the pencil. If I want to delete it, I click on the garbage can. And if I want to reorder it, I change the numbers along the side and then click reorder elements. If I want to add a new section to that same portlet, I click add a new element. I give it a title. I'm going to call this Handouts and Bookmarks, because we can also add attachments here. If I wanted to add a link, which would be a bookmark, I click the little link, it looks like a chain, insert or edit link, and I'm going to do CMCC's website again. The text I want to display is, and then I want it to open in a new window. And it asks me, I did not have the prefix, so it says, do you want to add that? And I said, sure, because then it will work. If I want to edit my link, I highlight it and I click on insert or edit link, and I can make changes the same way I just added it. And if I want to delete the link, I use the remove link. I can also add an image, and it offers you different options. You have to go through your source, and usually it's an image that's saved to your desktop, and you can add it that way. And then if you want to add a file, you click this little file folder with the magnifying glass, and you can add a file. And this is from Moxie Manager, but you can upload something that is useful to you. And it says it already exists. Do I want to overwrite it? I usually do, because then I know I have the latest version. It says finished uploading, and then I can insert it, and that will also show up as a link. I can edit that as well, the same way I would edit a website link. It offers me that option. I can change the name, and I can do different things that way. This is another way to add an image, and it comes through a little bit differently. I'll let you play with that on your own if you choose to. So next I save it, and now it shows up in my About This Course page down here on the bottom, Handouts and Bookmarks. Remember, we added CMCC as a website. If I click, it will open as a website on a new page. And then if I click the document I uploaded, that offers me the option to open or save it again as well. And I would do the same thing, suggest they save it to their desktop. But it's all in one place. So if I were faculty actually working, if this was a course for students, I would add some instructions. This assignment requires you to explore CMCC's website. The link is below, rather than having to say the link is in the bookmark section of this page. So it just puts everything in one place, and it makes it really kind of neat for the students.